Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another live stream at Tarot Tea Time. I hope you guys are having a great week. How's everybody doing? I had to push this live back so many times because today got incredibly busy. Oh my gosh. I was just thinking before I got on, I was like, oh my gosh, people that have their notifications on. I was like, for once, I hope it's not that many people because you probably kept getting like emails. I apologize. That was the kind of day. More about the astrology of this week over on Patreon. That should be up tonight for patrons and members. But yeah, the astrology is a little crazy. And for me, it's my 10th house of career versus my fourth house ruled by Taurus, which is where we have our full moon tomorrow. So I've been feeling it's like demands here, here, here. But here we are. It is election day in the United States. And I got my little election sticker because Lawyer Moog and I voted this morning. Hi, guys. Yay. You guys are showing up. Hi, Heat Lifer. We got a new member today, Amanda. Amazing. Welcome. Let's see, Lilia. Hi, Lilia. I'm doing great. How are you? Today is a good day. We got a lot of good things going on. Astrologically, we just had Mercury shift over into Sagittarius not too long ago, Mars as well. So, like, we got some more optimism, hopefully. Anyway, we're going to do our best, but this is actually a special tarot tea political version. I don't do a whole lot of politics here, but I am going to do that today. So fair warning, you guys, because it's election day. And if you guys need any information about how to vote in your area, you can head to the description box and I put some resources. A lot of places are open, until like around here till 7 p.m. in New York till 9 p.m. So depending on where you are, even if you haven't voted, hopefully there's still time for you to pop in, before you're done with work or after work. Wait, Heat Lifer said it's my birthday month? Stop it. Heat Lifer, are you a Scorpio sun? Yay. Heat Lifer said, I'm so glad you voted, girl. We need all the help we can use. Oh, amen. Heat Lifer, I couldn't agree more. Oh, I am hoping that we see some changes. We see some shifts, I don't know, but that's what we're going to be talking about today. So we are going to be reading the political tea, the politic tea. I don't know. But okay, let's just dive right in, shall we? But wait, before I do, let me know. How are you guys doing? How are you guys? What's new? I told y'all how I'm doing. How are you? Does anybody feel this full moon energy building in Taurus that's happening tomorrow? Are we feeling it? Have you checked your Taurus ruled house? For you patrons and members, and if Heat Life for your one, we're going to talk about it in the video coming up this evening. So interesting stuff. We're also in the 111 portal, by the way, guys. So between November 1st through November 11th, an amazing time to go ahead and set your intentions and manifest. So write down your dreams and wishes. We're going to talk about that too. But okay, let's spill the tea. And I made a little presentation. Oh, yeah. And how was everybody's Halloween? What did you guys dress up as? Here's what Michael and I dressed up as. You guys. So we went as Ricky, Bobby, and Carly because, of course, this was our year of the car. We got our car this past year, this dream car of Michael's that then became my dream car. And as you guys know, I went and raced cars and I did the car school. So we thought it would be fun to dress up as race car drivers. So that's what we did. And then we got our pups little bandanas that say pit crew. Oh my God, they were so cute too. They love their bandanas. And I photoshopped the dogs in. So if they look kind of strange proportion wise, that's why. It's really hard to get 4 dogs to look the same direction. But that's what we were up to. And we do have my favorite costume from Halloween. That's going to be our final story to kind of, add some levity. But you have to wait for that. Oh, wait, no. If you saw the thumbnail, it already spoiled it. Anyway, we'll talk about it. It's so funny. All right, our first political tea story. All right, so guys, Donald Trump said that he was worried that he might not get into heaven. And I am concerned as well that he may not be getting through because this is terrible, you guys. This is really, really sad. So I'm going to read you guys a little news story from Midas Touch, an update. Again, trigger warning. If you guys are, I know everybody's been kind of stressed out about what's been going on. If this is something that worries you, you can always, pop out and come back in when we do the last story, which is really funny. I just don't want to like stress anybody out more. But if you're here for the tea, let's talk. Okay, so just came out this afternoon that Trump is actually going to be defying the ruling made by the U.S. District Judge John McConnell of Rhode Island, who last week ordered the Trump administration to unlock billions of dollars in emergency USDA funds to keep SNAP operational amid the ongoing government shutdown. So the judge's decision was hailed as a lifeline, and I didn't realize this number was so huge, you guys. It's 1 in 8 Americans who rely on the program. Oh my gosh, that's so many of us. So the White House, unfortunately, they have their own priorities that don't seem to be in alignment with feeding people or making sure they have health care. And they actually decided today, or Trump announced today, that they were like, well, we were going to pay half, but now we're not even going to do that. So they're putting it back on the fact that the government is shut down and putting the ball in the Democrats' court, which is just, more of a cop out in my opinion, because certainly you can make sure that your people are fed. I mean, come on, that's like base level, just basic human needs. And we live in, the wealthiest country allegedly in the world. And we're giving $40 billion to Argentina. So it's like, come on, let's feed everybody. So anyway, earlier this week, here's a little bit more of the background on that. Earlier this week, the Trump administration had pledged to partially fund SNAP with a $4.65 billion payment. That's only $4 billion compared to the $40 billion that we just gave Argentina. I'm just saying, it's like comparatively, it's not that much. Drawn from emergency reserves, a senior USDA official told a federal judge in a sworn filing on Monday that the disbursement could take a few weeks to up to several months to process. Okay, so a timeline that already risks leaving millions of Americans without food assistance. I just think it's kind of interesting that you can't feed the people, but you don't need the permits. You can go ahead and just like destroy the East Wing of the White House. I'm just saying, when people want something done, they get it done. So we got to remember that. Okay, we're going to pull some cards on this situation because it is a stressful one. It is something that affects 1 in 8 fellow Americans. That's not okay. And so I just want to see what could be happening, see if we could get some hope, see if we can get some tarot tea on a solution. So allegedly, for entertainment purposes only, even though it's not that entertaining, we're going to see what's happening. Okay, what are you saying, Heat Lifer? I'm a Sagittarius Sun, Scorpio Moon. Oh my gosh, yes, we're Scorpio Moon twins. And Aquarius Rising. Oh my God, yeah, Heat Lifer, I forgot. So we are Scorpio Moon, Aquarius Rising twins. I don't think I've ever met somebody else with that combination of Scorpio Moon and Aquarius Rising. I love it. No wonder we're friends. You said, yes, I saw you in the IG Gorgeous Family pic. Aw, thank you. We had a lot of fun. Many jokes pretending to be the Bobby family. Okay. Heat Livers, you also said, Britt, have you heard of Edgar Casey? He made predictions. Oh, and he predicted that Trump would not finish his term and that it would end possibly because of illegal matters in 2026. That wouldn't surprise me. Can you check on that? Absolutely. Thank you for that request. That's such a good one. Yeah, we will check on that too. Okay, so first let's see SNAP benefits. Let's just do past, present, future. And this is all alleged because we are reading the cards. So in the past, I don't know. We'll just see what energy comes through. And I'm also going to say before we pull cards, because it feels like such a intense and serious topic, right? So I want to ask Archangel Michael to be present with us and to help guide us in truth and wisdom and generosity. I feel like we need protection while reading some of these themes, because I feel like starving people is truly the embodiment of evil. You know what I mean? It's just not good, not okay. All right, so let's just see what comes through. Kind of the cause, the vibes. What's going on here? Page of Pentacles. So this is a shortage, right? Because pages are new, young, at the beginning, only have a little bit. There's one coin here. So yeah, shortage. I mean, okay. When the tarot tea is just like, this is confirming the story. So yeah, there's a shortage. Page of Pentacles. We don't have enough. We need more. We need to grow in resources. Okay. So where are things going to go from here? Where are things going to go from here? At this point, I'm getting concerned that the government's going to stay shut down through the holidays. And my brother is having a baby at the end of this month. And with travel and everything, and he lives in Los Angeles. So I was like talking to Michael about it. I'm like, are we going to be able to travel to go and see him? I feel like, the airports are getting crazier and crazier. The longer the government is shut down, it's just like, will we be road tripping to LA? Okay. What's going to come next? What's down the road a little bit with the SNAP benefits, allegedly? Gosh, a non-answer. I hate this, guys. 7 of Cups. So this is lots of decisions to be made. This is like, it's like kind of like anything could happen. So on the 7 of Cups card, there's like all these different cups, of course, and there's like a snake, there's a crown, there's a heart, there's a diamond, there's a castle, like a weird sad mask, and then some kind of strange, like just a sheet that's like lifted up. I don't even know what that means. It's supposed to be like a ghost. But basically, this is talking about confusion. That there are so many different things that could happen, but it's not set in stone. There's no plan. There's nothing, there's no roadmap. Like, it's very much up in the air. This is like anything could happen, which is what we do not want to hear. Okay. We have a confirmed shortage. Yes. Anything could happen at this point. 7 is also a spiritual number. So, I don't know. It's like very, I don't know. Let's pull another card. Okay. So there's no roadmap. There's no plan. Okay. Yes. Snake makes sense. The snake and the crown, right? And the castle. I agree, Heat Lifer. Some snakely behavior. Oh, all right. We're going to take those. I'm nervous what these are going to be because they kind of flew out. We got 4 cards. Okay, here we go. Okay, well, I like this first one. We have the Star card, which is fortune after difficulty, healing, a spotlight. This is the Aquarius card. So this is associated with like humanitarianism, the good of the people. So I have hope with the Star card that after this weird 7 of Cups period of difficulty and a lack of way forward, lack of clarity, lack of roadmap, lots of confusion, I think for a lot of people, politicians and everyday Americans, we're going to have this Star card, fortune after difficulty, thankfully. So this is a very positive omen. So it's not going to last forever. This isn't like the start of a downward free fall that won't be, that won't ever cease. Cause that was sort of, I don't know, a Scorpio moon type of fear of mine. Let me know if you can relate, Heat Lifer. But this tells me things are going to get better, thankfully. Typically future readings like encapsulate a period of 6 months when I do that. Hopefully I can get a little bit more clarity, but with the 7 of Cups, I don't know that I can, because this is sort of saying that things are very much up in the air, even energetically, with the 7 energy of spirituality. Okay, we have 10 of Cups. This is the family card. So this is referring to families. Then we have the Strength card. So the tiniest of tiny silver linings and the advice of this energy would be to, support one another in our communities, to be there for each other. This is sort of talking about us strengthening ourselves, our family units, checking up on your neighbors. The Strength card is very much about what we do and the way that we show up when things get difficult. So this 10 of Cups with the Strength card, I love this because this talks about on some level, families will be strengthened by relying on one another. Doesn't make the situation right by any means, but I do think that this is going to strengthen people like inside, like they're going to build a new resolve. It's like a different understanding of what's going on, which is going to eventually strengthen and lead to the star card of basically an ending to this very difficult period. So I do like that, I do like that. So we have to be strong. We have to be strong. We have to be there for other people. That's very important. The strength card is a Leo card as well. So generosity. So this is us being generous with one another, donating canned goods if we can, checking up on neighbors, just doing whatever we can. If everybody just does whatever they're capable of doing, don't overextend yourself, right? But do like what you're able to do. And if we all do that, then things will feel better. We'll feel stronger. We'll strengthen our inner resolve. Hi, Lauren A. How's it going? Welcome. Hi, Leora. How are you? I'm great. Heat Lifer said, like Obama said on Saturday, Trump can't fund Snap, but he can save you a dance with the new ballroom. Exactly, Heat Lifer. Exactly. Or give $40 billion to Argentina, it's so true that we all, and this is true for everybody, like if we really want something, we can make it happen, right? It's like that saying, if they wanted to, they would, when you're talking about dating. But I think that applies to many, many things in life, including this situation. If they wanted to, they would. This administration has been willing to defy court orders. They've been willing to, delay swearing in, I think, Senator Grijalva. Like they are willing to do many, many, many things, but they're not willing to push for things like SNAP benefits. So it's just very obvious, right? We can just see it. They're not fooling anybody. Let's see, what else do you say? Hey, Lifer, the tea is pouring. This is the time to look in on your neighbor and people will pull together and get stronger. Exactly, Heat Lifer. Exactly. That is what we know to be a positive path forward, right? I'm doing well, picking my kids up soon. Oh, good, Lauren. So happy to get in a little tea time first. Ooh, nice. Yes. Hang out here with us. Relax. Put your feet up. This is this is kind of a deeper energy today, of course, but hopefully, you still feel a little uplift. That's fun. Gonna go get your kiddos. Okay. So we also had last card here, guys, 5 of Swords, another card that doesn't surprise me to come up, because the 5 of Swords is basically like just things that are hidden. This person is holding all these swords. Also, Donald Trump was born on the 14th, so he's technically a 5 energy, even though 14 is a karmic number, which can go one way or the other. That's another topic, karmic numbers and birthdays. But this, I'm sorry, this is very literal to me. There's a lot that he, I think, is hiding that we're still unaware of. So right now we're being shown certain things and other things are being kept hidden. So this is like, that's going to continue basically. So it's going to be up to us, as Heat Lifer said, to look in on our neighbors, to support each other, to strengthen our inner resolve during this time, and to trust that the star card, it's not going to last forever, but that this is a period of 7 of Cups, chaos, difficulty, a lack of clarity, right? So yeah, okay. Makes sense. Kind of is what it is with that one. But we are learning, we're gathering information right now. We're understanding, and more people are starting to see what's really going on, right? What's right in front of our eyes. So, okay, that is that story. Oh my gosh, stop it. The bottom of the deck, what we don't see. Well, I think we do see 7 of Swords. So this is, a thief in the night. Lots of things. I hate to say this, but it's like lots of things allegedly going on behind the scenes. Some that we know of, some that we don't. But I think we're all pretty much aware of that. Okay. Well, I'm happy about the star card. I'll leave it on a semi-positive note that I'm happy to see that it will come to an end. But yeah, and we just have to be there for each other. This is a time to tap into your inner Leo spirit of leadership, generosity, kindness, and inner strength, and to encourage that in others. So really good time to strengthen our mindsets, which with a lot of planetary energy right now in Sagittarius, this is the zodiac sign of optimism, faith, and, expanding our minds, learning new things. This might be a good time to focus on those sort of topics, Okay. And then Heat Lifer, you had a request for me to pull about, let me see, Edgar Casey's predictions that Trump would not finish his term and that it would end possibly because of illegal matters allegedly in 2026. Can we check on that? Yeah, let's check. Let's see. Let's see. So allegedly, what information can we get about Edgar Casey's prediction that the current president will not finish his term based on some things coming out in 2026. So let me just see, what does 2026 look like for him? That's probably a better way for me to get that information. What does 2026 look like for him, allegedly? Ooh, Seven of Swords, what we just got for what was hidden. So more of this. This Seven of Swords, Thief in the Night, wearing all black, things that are hidden, concealed. I mean, this person is literally like gathering up these things and like running. So very interesting. We'll see how this continues to unfold. But lots of hidden dealings. So potentially, I mean, if those things were to come out, potentially. Let's see what else. Feels like nothing can touch him. I know, Lauren, it does. It is the weirdest thing. It really is so strange. I've never seen anything like it. Nine of Swords. Ooh. Okay, I'm leaning towards yes. I'm leaning towards confirming Edgar Casey's prediction because the Nine of Swords, this is anxiety, stress. Nines are also the ending of a cycle. For that to come on the heels of this card, I would say yes. These things may be coming to light and causing him anxiety and stress and ending a cycle. Wow. I think I agree with that other, is he an astrologer or a tarot reader? I'll have to check out his channel. I always think that's so much fun. The bottom of the deck caught my eye, what we don't see, but I think we do see yet again. I think we're all seeing what's going on. The Emperor. Yes. So the Emperor leads with an iron fist, with power, authority. It's giving authoritarian energy. This person sits on a throne. They have their like golden ball and like a little monkey at their feet. I mean, a real weirdo, you know, and they're wearing this red cloak. Another thing about this individual is that he has Mars, I believe Mars and Pluto in his first house natally. That is a combustible personality. Mars is the planet that rules war in astrology. Pluto is transformation, destruction, breaking things down, sometimes building things back up. It depends on how you use the energy. With Mars there, it's like if you choose to rebuild with gusto, you will. If you choose to destroy with gusto, you will. Like it's just Mars like makes things happen. And Pluto, it's just very intense. And also can take you down to the underworld, right? With that Hades association. Ooh, okay. So definitely more of this in 2026. And I hate to say that. I hate that that's the case. So this to me feels like the beginning of 2026. He's going to be doing things behind the scenes that are still hidden, but he's going to start to be experiencing Nine of Swords, fear that this cycle might end, that these things might come to light. I don't think they have yet because we have the Emperor. So I do think, and I hate to say this, you guys, I do think that he might intensify initially, but the Nine of Swords is giving me some hope. So let's see what else. Hi, Nancy. How's it going? Welcome to our political tea sip. I still can't find a good like you have Astro tea, True Crime tea, politic tea. I don't know. Let me know if you guys can think of a cute little name for it, because we might be having to do more of these, especially with what 2026 is looking like. I mean, while we still can. Geez. All right. So what's next? This is the beginning of the year. Let's go to mid-year energy then. Definitely the cracks are starting to show for sure with the Nine of Swords. What else? Mid-year. Ooh. Ooh, okay, Four of Pentacles. Ooh, some disappointment. Now, this is his energy that I'm reading. So, Four of Pentacles, this is like you're disappointed. Something's going on with money. He has an abundance of money right now, based on the investments that he's made since he's been in the White House, the businesses that he started with his family members, the donations and things that he's received from Saudi Arabia and all. I mean, I don't even know. Like, I lost track a long time ago. But this Four of Pentacles, something is disappointing about money. That with the Nine of Swords, the Seven of Swords, could the era of being untouchable be coming to an end? Because this would be like having your resources or your finances like tied up or your money seized. Because Four of Pentacles, like you're disappointed. You're sitting on, like, kind of waiting. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's surprising, especially when somebody has that much money. Why is this why are we getting Four of Pentacles, allegedly? How did this happen? What's this about? Page of Wands. Not enough passion, not enough energy, not enough young people supporting him. Oh yeah, we have the midterms. Okay. Okay. This could be the midterms, you guys. I heard today that like millennials, Gen Z, like people are really coming out in droves and voting right now. And wait till we get to the midterms. I think people are really going to be voting. So, especially that youth vote. I think that's what's causing this fear, this stress. I think that he doesn't have enough energy behind him anymore once we get to the midterms. And Page of Wands, the young people, the youth, the Gen Z, I think that generation is really going to be showing up in a way that younger people really haven't in the past in this country. And I think that vote is going to make a huge difference. Okay, cool. Love it. Heat Lifer said they call him the silent prophet because, oh wow, because he would make predictions, diagnose diseases and treatments in a deep sleep. He died in 1945. He was a clairvoyant. Oh my gosh, Heat Lifer. Well, may he rest in peace. He's been gone a long time. Heat Lifer, that's sort of funny though, that I was like, I'll have to check out his channel. Like, ma'am, are you okay? That's very interesting though. Very interesting. I will definitely have to check him out. It's so interesting that he's making predictions about things going on now when he passed away in 1945. Wow. Cool. Okay. Today's votes will set the pace for the midterms. I agree. And there's a lot of worry, Nine of Swords, a lot of fear. And we definitely have the youth exercising, their right to be able to vote. Okay. I like that. So it looks like there is kind of, there's starting to be a turn in a different direction once we get to mid 2026. Thank goodness. Okay. What comes next? I'm just hesitant to think that it could just go that direction and there won't be any pushback. The things that this administration is willing to do are just unprecedented, right? So I'm concerned that this isn't going to be met with some sort of backlash. So let's see what comes next. Allegedly. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, things changing. What was up is now down. What was down is now up. Let's get a clarifier here to see exactly how this is going to play out. But a lot of change. Mid 2026, it's like the things that are happening now, we're gonna look back at that time and be like, oh my gosh, remember when that happened? Sort of like when we were in the, the panini and everybody was like locked indoors. I feel like that's like what this period of time feels like. And, when everybody was able to leave and like now, like we're like living life again, we look back at that time and we're like, oh my gosh, that was crazy. Like I can barely even remember what that felt like. It was so bizarre, like a fever dream. That's what I feel like this Wheel of Fortune upside down is like. It's like we're going to be like, oh my gosh, remember when all that was happening and how crazy things were and like the government was shut down and nothing was changing. It's like this Wheel of Fortune, thanks to the Page of Wands, thanks to the youth coming out, voting. getting more involved in, the civic landscape in their own communities. So in some ways, this will have, I think, a very long term, if we look down the road and try to find that little silver lining, in some ways, this period of time that we're in right now will have some sort of positive, Pluto and Aquarius for the next 20 years type of impact where we realize how much we need each other. We want to come together. We want to get more involved civically. So long term, it's kind of woken us up, right? Short term, it feels terrible. Hi, Miss J. How's it going? Miss J says, thank you for doing the political tea time. Oh, you're so welcome. It's such an important time in history. I agree. It really is. Heat Lifer, what? You said, I love you so much, but if you look at his predictions, he's definitely speaking about Trump and his fate. Oh, really? Oh my gosh. Okay. Deep dive incoming. I'm going to go down that rabbit hole now, Heat Lifer. Oh my God. We'll be traveling this month. When we do, that's what I'm going to be reading. Okay. Thank you for the recommendation. So everything's going to be turned upside down. Let's get a clarifier there. What else? I'm really heartened by that, by the way. That makes me feel so good that we're going to be having that kind of sigh of relief. And this time period is going to be something that feels very strange. It's great. Okay. Ooh, temperance in reverse. Okay. Well, temperance in reverse is a heightened, there's going to be heightened tension for a second there. And I think that's going to be as a response to this Four of Pentacles, Page of Wands situation where the current administration feels a loss. Four of Pentacles, Page of Wands, the people are out in their communities, being involved, voting, doing all those positive things. And then there's going to be this Wheel of Fortune moment. Things start to shift in a positive direction. And then temperance reversed is like, let me get another clarifier. I feel like it's temporarily, is my deck turned upside down? No, it is. Okay. I'm turning right side up. Why do we have temperance reversed? Because that's a lack of that's like more extreme, basically. Temperance reversed is things getting extreme, allegedly, which is surprising. Because I feel like they're extreme right now. King of Pentacles, money. What? We have the Emperor and the King of Pentacles. Who is the King of Pentacles? So if Donald Trump is the Emperor, who is the King of Pentacles that is like more in the spotlight as we get to the midterms? Once things start to turn, there's a King of Pentacles who's going to like rise up as a leader. Could this be Gavin Newsom? Maybe. Probably. Honestly, probably. Yeah, because California is like, I forgot like what their GDP is, but they're like incredibly, I mean, they generate a lot of money. That state generates a lot of money. So he would be the King of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay. Things are really shifting, but I think that tension is it's going to be almost like a fight between those two, which we've already sort of seen that. So kind of just more like things are going to start to get better. We're going to see things change. I do think that democracy will run its course. I was very concerned that it wouldn't, but based on these cards, I do think that it will. I hope this tea is right. But there's going to be some sort of extreme fight between those two, which we're already seeing now with Prop 50 today being voted on. Okay. Let's see. What did you say? Heat Lifer said the person after Trump is considered the healer, a unifier. Oh, you're talking about those Edgar Casey predictions? Oh my gosh, I can't wait to read them because I need a little hope around the situation as well. The person after Trump is considered the healer, a unifier. So this will bring us all closer to each other. I love that. So that must be when the Pluto and Aquarius energy really gets going. If you guys remember, oh my gosh, last year, feels like a lifetime ago. Last year, like when we were talking about the elections coming up, I did like Kamala Harris's birth chart, and we spilled all the the political tea, and I really was focused on Pluto and Aquarius because that was like it's such a big deal, right? That's like a 20-year transit. And Pluto moved from Capricorn, the zodiac sign associated with kind of what we're seeing now. It's like these older white men in power. And nothing wrong with older white men, but it's just when that becomes kind of the norm and other people are excluded from power and it's just like one specific type of person, it seems like, is making all the decisions for a very diverse group like the USA. Like that doesn't feel right. It's like we need someone who's going to govern for the people, who is one of the people. A public servant is what they're called. So we need more of that, right? And that is an Aquarius. And Aquarius is literally like a public servant. Aquarius is all about unity and bringing people together and caring about everyone equally, like wanting everyone to be fed, wanting everyone to be happy, everyone to have healthcare. And that's what Aquarius does. So like, and it's also ideas and like the future and progress and like the mind and technology. So with Pluto moving into Aquarius, I was very hopeful that we were going to see our first female president and that things were going to move in a really positive direction. But unfortunately, something that we know to be true with Pluto, associated with Scorpio, the Phoenix rising is one of the archetypes. And in order for the Phoenix to rise from the ashes, sometimes things have to be burned down to ashes. I think we're in that period. we're experiencing that, Talk about God's strongest soldiers, you guys. That's us. That's this generation or this group of people. I don't know. Actually, throughout history, people been through horrible things. Okay. I digress. This is why I don't talk about this kind of stuff that much on this channel. Because like, it's just, you just start thinking and it's just like, oh, it's just a lot. Okay, wait. But isn't it crazy? We got that confirmation, girl, the tea is brewing. Yes, it is Heat Lifer. It really is. And I love it. I love to see it. Maybe that's Gavin Newsom. That would make sense. Lauren says, voted for Prop 50 today. Woo! All right. Yes, Lauren, you go. Lots in California don't love Newsom, but I'm so happy that he is at least trying to do something. Exactly. I'm reading Kamala Harris's book, 107 Days, right now. I highly recommend it because it's so interesting because it gives you kind of like an inside perspective into the way that things work and like the way that a politician thinks, like, because I kind of had this idea of how politics works. And over the past year, I read the book Democracy in Retrograde, which was co-written by Sammy Sage, who is also one of the co-founder of Betches Media, like a very strong, feminine energy, a very like informative person in this space of politics and all that. And I learned so much just from that book about like, oh, how can we be involved? Like I literally knew nothing. Like I'm embarrassed to say how much I was not aware or involved in politics. And, marrying an attorney, starting to care more about these things in life. I've just been learning so much this past year, basically on my journey and expanding my awareness. And like getting involved with the animals, like going to the legislative session in Texas, like really, I mean, I don't even recognize myself and I think that's a good thing. But I feel like reading more of these books and understanding more of the perspectives of people who are involved in politics, you see that it's a very complicated kind of cutthroat world. And I don't know. I highly recommend reading it because it's interesting. It's interesting to hear the way that Kamala was thinking about things, the types of phone calls she was getting, like how they get support, like just all of it. And I agree that like we just right now, we kind of need somebody to help us get out of a hole. You know what I mean? So like if you're going to be the one to do that, Gavin Newsom, dig us out and we can figure out the policies later. Because people can vote and we can like use our voice. But if we lose that voice, then, we're kind of down to nothing. So, okay, continuing on. I just get going. I get going on a tangent here. Okay, let's see. Lauren, I'm so happy too. And I'm so happy that you voted for Prop 50. That's so awesome. Okay, so we have the King of Pentacles. There's going to be a throwdown showdown, allegedly, once things start to turn, which makes sense because if the Democrats start to have power again, there's going to be even more tension, right? If they're able to make some changes, if they're able to have some pull, because right now the Republican Party is controlling all of the branches of government. So yeah, there's going to be some pushback when things change. Oh my gosh, I just dropped all those cards. We're not going to take them. I'm going to guess that I wasn't meant to have them because they fell so far away, but there's energy here, guys. Okay, allegedly, what's next after this? All the cards, the house of cards falls down, maybe, hopefully. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, allegedly, the house of cards does fall down. And then Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is going to ride in with heart and kind words and things that we have not been experiencing at all as a country. And it's going to sort of just like smooth things over. And I cannot even imagine how this is going to play out. But the energy, according to the Tarot T, is that, yeah, we're going to have this King of Pentacles, Knight of Cups come in and like nurture and help and like be giving, and we're going to feel a lot better. Knight of Cups. So by the end of 2026, we're going to feel a lot better. Now, let's talk about numerology for a quick second here. So 2025 has been a 9 energy year, also associated with Scorpio. I mean, guys, the numerology, the astrology, like all of it has been very concentrated this year. And basically, a 9 year is when things can fall apart. It's transformation. It's a rebirth, and what is birth? It's painful, right? But hopefully, you get something beautiful afterward, and hopefully you continue to grow and blossom. But this is like the growing pains, or I'm sorry, the labor pains, like 2025, 9 energy. This is the hardest part. So then 2026 will be a new beginning. And that's why I think we see change. We see Wheel of Fortune upside down. We see the spark of something new happening. And then 2027 is a 2 energy year universally. And 2 energy is partnership, this Knight of Cups. So this is like the end of the year. So we're going to feel really, really good by the end of 2026. Oh my gosh. Okay, this reading made me feel so much better. I hope it made you guys feel better too, because I love that. Okay, good. Like, all right, so just hang on a little longer, guys. Hang on a little bit longer. Okay, next story. Not us spending 30 minutes on that story. Okay, now this is, I will say this, it's a little snarky, but it's the political tea today, and that's what we're going to talk about. So we all saw, I'm sure, because it was viral, it was actually a pretty quick embrace. I'm going to try to be as fair as possible. It was a quick embrace if you watch the video, but at the same time, body language experts and just our own eyes can tell us that I think the hand on the head's a little weird. I'll be honest, like I can't imagine doing that as a married woman to like another man, or as a married man, him like being okay with someone touching his head. That just feels more intimate. But what bothered me more, what I found stranger, was like the touch that JD Vance gave to like her hip. That is weird. Like, think about it. Who touches you on the hip? Like, imagine a man touching you on the hip. What? Ew. Like, no. That to me was like very overt. Like, did you guys forget where you were? Like, what's going on here? So I pulled up some birth charts. So I wanted to take a look. I got curious. It's like, what does this mean? Let me pull it up over here so I can see it better on my screen. Okay. So let's look at Erica Kirk's chart first. So she has her sun in Scorpio, Mercury in Scorpio, and Pluto in Scorpio, midheaven in Scorpio. Okay. She has a Scorpio stellium, which means that she is somebody who, after tragedy, she comes back stronger. I think that's what we see. Personally, I didn't know who she was before this tragedy happened where someone lost their life. That's a terrible, terrible thing, which also shouldn't be happening in this country. But what's interesting is people with a lot of Scorpio placements, you will find every single time that they go through a tragedy, they come back like 10 times stronger, maybe even with an entirely new identity. So that's why we see her really rising to the forefront now of the Republican Party, of the movement that they have going on. Um, if you think like a Scorpio, Scorpio Mercury, if you have your sun in Scorpio, your ego, where you shine, your Pluto transformation, and your midheaven, the way people see you in your public persona, you are someone who is an incredibly deep and strategic thinker. So, this is a person who is able to figure things out. They know what they want and they go and get them and make them happen. So, also with people with a lot of Scorpio placements, speaking from experience, what we do is intentional. There are not a lot of accidents. Like there's a lot of awareness with Scorpio people because they're always like thinking and analyzing. It's the sign of the detective. So some people might say, oh, it was an accidental hip touch or whatever. People with a lot of Scorpio placements, there aren't a lot of accidents. Like they're very aware of like their body and their boundaries. And so to me, it looks even more suspicious when we check out her birth chart just at a glance. We look at her moon sign, Aries. So this is somebody who is a warrior energy. When your moon is in Aries, you are it's like when you believe something, when you want something, you're willing to essentially, go to war to get it. That's what Aries is. Aries is the warrior. So you will go to war for the things that you care about or believe in. So with the Scorpio and the Aries energy, I mean, whoo, this is like a very intense person. She also has her Mars in Aries. Like what? Mars, the moon in Aries. I mean, Lord. Like if honestly, if I didn't know what she did and I was just like looking at this birth chart, I would think maybe this is a birth chart of like a boxer or something, like someone who's like actually like a fighter, because there's a lot of fight in this chart. Saturn in Capricorn, so very, again, very strategic. Saturn rules Capricorn, and Saturn is, the goat who climbs the mountain, patience. This is somebody who is willing to work overtime and just continue. They will not stop until they get what they want. So, I mean, this is a determined chart. Okay. So, also ascendant 1 degree Aquarius. This person might surprise you. Okay. All right. Now let's look at JD Vance, his birth chart. Hi, lifer stop. Oh my God. Usha, you in danger, girl. I saw that posted somewhere too. And I did have to laugh. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Stacy says the hand in his hair is too familiar. Yes. Familiar. That's a great way to put it. That's like maybe like I was just thinking, I was gonna say maybe you touch your brother like that. I wouldn't even do that to my brother though. Because like we're adults and that's like kind of weird. Like I don't know. I wouldn't like even embrace my brother like that. Michael, my husband, sure. But that's literally the only person. It's way too familiar. It's just strange. There's something suspicious about her. Mm-hmm. Heat Lifer, honey, those pleather pants are intentional and so no. Okay, fun fact. Fun fact, speaking of intentional, um, Heat Lifer, you know how we talk about, or we've talked about in the past, like your Venus sign and like your ascendant and your Mars sign, and how like the way that you dress can correspond to those placements. And it can even tell you like where someone's head's at. So for example, like my Venus is in Scorpio. So when I'm like getting dressed up for like a nice date where I want to like look really good though, and I want to like impress Michael, I'll wear like red or black because those colors are associated with Scorpio and it's intentional. Like that's when I really like feel like, bam, I'm looking my best. I'm pulling out all the stops. When I want to be seen in like a positive light, or I'm trying to be authentic and I want to just like be myself and like be honest and like, I don't know, show my best qualities, I'll wear blue, which is interesting because I'm wearing blue right now. And the colors of this podcast are blue and purple. The colors of my TV show are blue and like light pink and sage green. I'm telling you, there is like, and I didn't plan it like that, but that's just like upon reflection. Like we tend to do these things, maybe even subconsciously. So all that to say, if we look at her birth chart and we're just doing fashion astrology, maybe we're going to invent a new form of reading charts and energies. If you have your moon in Aries and your Mars in Aries and your midheaven in Scorpio, wearing like black pleather pants is like I mean business. Like, I am here for the business. If she was here, I don't know, like with more of a, I don't know, like a gentle intention or something. I don't know. She might wear purple or pink with her Venus in Libra, but she's not in Venus energy. She's in Mars energy. She's like, I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna get what I want right now. Black pants. Like, so anyway, if you ever see her in black or in red, she's trying to get something. So yeah, interesting. Interesting. Okay, now if we look at JD Vance's birth chart, let's check out his chart. I have not looked at his chart until today. So he has his chart's interesting because it's similar in some ways to Donald Trump, by the way. So he has his sun in Leo, his ascendant in Leo, his midheaven in Taurus, just like Donald Trump. They both have Leo rising and Taurus midheaven. I believe that's Trump's also. Now, this is somebody who values fame, the spotlight, with the Leo rising, the sun in Leo. That's your ego, so like you feel good when you are embodying the qualities of your sun sign. And Leos are, in their more negative essence, they can be kind of like just someone who just wants the attention and they can sacrifice things to get that. If you think about all the stories we hear about Hollywood and like the negative side of Hollywood, that would be like stereotypical Leo in a negative energy. I want fame and I'll do whatever it takes to get it. Okay, he has his Venus in Leo as well. He, like, when I tell you this birth chart is someone that loves attention and the spotlight. I mean it. They really, really do. And with the midheaven in Taurus, Taurus is an earth sign. It's also ruled by Venus. So it's like somebody who wants to look good, wants to appear like a Taurus. Your midheaven is like how you present yourself on the world stage, especially if you're a public figure. And Taurus is like the energy of working hard and like being able to build things. So, and being like pleasant in a way. But it's also the bull. So you also want to appear tough at the same time. I can see those qualities in him for sure. Like, I think he does want to appear strong and earth sign energy, like salt of the earth in a way, pleasant. Like, I'm here to like tell you the truth. I'm here to smooth things over. Like, let me bring things back down to, that's kind of like his energy. But because we have all of this Leo energy, Libra moon, oh Lord, and at 19 degrees as well, which is a Libra degree. So Libra, in a negative sense, is somebody who would definitely flip-flop because Libras want harmony. And again, it's like, I will say what I need to say. Like, I just want to get what I want. Libras can get a reputation for being non-committal or like wishy-washy, like they just don't know what they want, or they just want people to like them. It's the relationship sign. So sometimes they will be, codependent. Again, this is all negative on the negative side. That's what I'm reading. So if you're a Leo or a Libra, this is not about you. Okay. You're fabulous. You're a tea timer. You're the positive side. But yeah. So with the Libra moon, this is somebody who at times isn't clear on their identity, who they are, what they want, what they stand for. People who are like this can be attracted to people with the opposite moon sign, which that would be Erica with her Aries moon. Libra and Aries are two different polarities. So it's like if you feel weak or if you feel like I'm not able to always go after what I want because Libra moon, I feel like I have to please everybody in order to get fame, Leo, and stability, Taurus, which it does seem like that is what he has had to do. He's had to just kind of go along with what Trump says and just, like we don't really know like his true policies because there was a time when, and you can look this up, where he actually spoke out against Donald Trump. And he was like, he called him like all kinds of things. Like he said that he was, I think he said he was like a fascist. Like basically he like denounced him. He was like, no way, he's the worst, that kind of thing. And I thought he made a lot of sense. And then now to see him as the vice president and like standing up for him, it's very strange. But it makes sense when you look at his birth chart because he's like, I just need to say what I need to say. Libra moon, I need harmony because I want the spotlight and this is my opportunity. That's what his birth chart says. However, if he is with somebody with an Aries moon who says what they want, gets what they want, does what they want, that can be something that they're very attracted to. Okay, let me check into what you guys are saying. Sorry, I was on one there. Let's see. Stacy says, no way. I touched my husband's head like that to pull him closer. Right. Yeah, I know, Stacy. It's so bad. Lifer says, all I know is she grieves way differently than how I have. She doesn't look like a grieving widow of 2 months. I know. I do not understand it. That's a very fair point. Lauren says, oh, he has been known to flip-flop his beliefs. Yes, exactly, Lauren. Stacy says, how many times has JD changed his name? Oh, I forgot about that. Yes, Stacy, I didn't even think of that. Oh my God. Yeah, it's changing your persona, changing your vibe, changing your name, changing your beliefs. Wow, Pluto in Libra, by the way, you guys. Pluto in Libra at the 29th anaretic degree. What the heck? Okay, so Pluto, as we know, this is change, transformation. He has Pluto conjunct his moon. He will change. He can change like anything. Like who he is today might not be who he is tomorrow. At the 29th anaretic degree, that's like zero identity. And also Libra, that's like a love of beauty, luxury. I mean, oof, I don't like that, you guys. That's somebody who'd like, I mean, you have a price. We'll say that. You definitely have a price. Pluto at the 29th anaretic degree. That is crazy. That's weirding me out. Okay, we did have his birth time. So we can actually look at, I just want to see something really quick about his 7th house. And it was a verified birth time, which I was like, oh my gosh, so excited. So his 7th house of relationships and partnerships is ruled by Aquarius. Now her ascendant is Aquarius. So people, 7th house is like, it can be your partner, like your romantic partner. It can also be your open enemies. So this could be the type of thing where they could turn into enemies at some point. It's also like your audience. So if somebody's placements fall in your 7th house, if they're like positive placements, this could be like having a good, like a positive effect on your persona. Like your audience might like you more. And with his audience being, you know, a heavily like white nationalist audience, I think that if he married her, those people who have that belief system that support him, they may, that may be favorable for them. 8th house, marriage, contracts, inheritances in Pisces. So Usha has some Pisces energy. So let's move on. Where's his Venus? Love. Leo. I forgot. Yeah. Does Erica Kirk have any Leo? No. So I'll say this. They do not have, at least to me at first glance, they do not have a very compatible looking birth chart at all. But what they do have, I think, is a common goal and some interesting energy with their moon signs. I think that she embodies the person that he would like to be. Very weird. Like I get that like they're not necessarily compatible, but it's like when he's around her, he's like, wow, that's the kind of person I want to be. Like I want to be more like her. Like she's like who he wishes he could be, basically. Weird. And I think she would be okay with being like the power behind the throne, if you will. Okay, Usha Vance. Oh, sorry. Let me switch this over. Oh my God. Lauren, he would totally turn himself into a female her, for sure. For sure. Libra moons, a lot of the time, they do kind of mirror their partner and not necessarily in a healthy way. Abdul says, you rock in blue. Absolutely gorgeous. Glad to see you're doing okay. Thanks, Abdul. That is so sweet. I appreciate it. We always said that at the same time. Okay, then confirmation from spirit. We said that at the same time. There we go. Lord, we're on the same page. Oh my gosh, you guys, I hate this, but so I have a I have a dog sitter here because that's what I have to do when I live stream and when I'm able to work, because basically I run like a little miniature husky sanctuary now at the house. Um, but I just realized it's almost 5 o'clock here. Just leave at 5. So I'm gonna try to like go through this fast and then maybe I'll do like a part 2 on this because there are more stories I want to get to. Okay. I should have known it was going to take us more than an hour to get through the political tea. But Usha's chart, okay, her chart's very interesting as well because she has her sun in Capricorn, her moon in Scorpio at 28 degrees. So she actually has, oh, and I'm sorry, I like accidentally copied twice. Just look at one of the rows. Because I accidentally copied it. We don't have her birth time, so we only know about her planets. And we can't confirm her ascendant. But if she is a Cancer ascendant, that actually would fit her because I don't know, there's something about her. And this is just me, but there's something about her that like I'm so confused because like I don't get this sense from her that she's like, I don't know, like I don't get her. I don't get her because I don't get a bad vibe from her, but I don't understand why she's with JD Vance. I don't understand. I mean, it's like your actions speak louder than your words. So, like, clearly her choices are not, I mean, she doesn't stand up for anything that's good. I mean, so I don't get it, but Cancer rising would make sense because people with Cancer rising, they have an inexplicable nurturing quality. Cancer is the nurturing mother or father. They just have like a demeanor and like an energy even that's just like, I don't know, they just seem kind of nice or sweet or kind, even if they might not be, right? Because that's your ascendant. That's only one kind of side. But her midheaven is in Pisces. It's interesting because her midheaven actually falls in JD Vance's seventh house, which is partnerships, but it's also open enemies. So people have started to say that, you know, he's talking about how he wants her to convert to Christianity from her current Hindu religion. I think that's to appease his public, you know, with all that Libra energy, especially Pluto at the anaretic degree of Libra. It's like he would even sell his heart, you know, his wife, the person that he loves, the mother of his children, Libra moon, like sell his heart, like literally his partner, if it would please his audience. And I do think that with the Pisces energy there in the seventh house, he's gotten a lot of backlash, maybe even behind the scenes for being with her, which is wrong, which is crazy. So Sun in Capricorn, she's much, much stronger than people think. Capricorn suns they're the boss. They're the business person. I think she's the boss in the relationship with him. Scorpio moon, strong. 28 degrees, almost to the anaretic degree. People with Scorpio moon at 28 degrees, that's like a high level Scorpio energy, if you will. This is somebody who is intense and strong. And they can break things, they can rebuild things. Sorry, if you hear my dog, sorry. They're already going crazy. But she's not one to be trifled with. I think he knows that. Mercury in Capricorn, Venus in Capricorn, Mars in Scorpio, Neptune in Capricorn, Pluto in Scorpio, North Node in Taurus, wanting to get money at the 5th degree, the Leo degree. So I will say this, her North Node is conjunct his midheaven. They want the same things, which is why I think they came together. But she's the boss. She definitely is the boss. And with her Cancer ascendant, I think she has a lot of us fooled. And with her Pisces midheaven, she also appears to be a lot more Piscean, like dreamy and whatever. She has a water sign veneer, but she's all business and all detective underneath. Ooh, my gosh. Okay, let's pull some cards and then I'm going to go so that I can relieve my pup sitter. Makes sense they can share eyeliner. Amen. Yes, they can. Abdul, I'm a Capricorn. So on the positive side, Capricorns are incredibly strong. The boss, the goat. You can climb up the mountain, make it to the top, you know? Anything you want to make happen as a Capricorn, you can make it happen. with enough perseverance. Okay, so let's pull cards on this situation. Let me just go back to that other image so we can have it on screen. What was going on here? Allegedly for entertainment purposes only. We'll end on this note. I've got to do a part 2 though, because there was so much more. Okay, allegedly what's going on here? Let's get Erica's energy in this hug. What's the intention? 3 of Wands. Yep. Looking to the future. Wands. Also, we know what wands are. Passion. I definitely think that her intention is to make this happen. Just saying. Saying what I'm saying. Yeah. She wants to make it happen. Looking to the future as well. She's got those binoculars on. She sees everything coming up roses. Like, ooh, this would be the perfect next move for me. Okay, and what about JD Vance, allegedly? His energy in this moment? The 2 of, no. The 2 of Wands on the same dang page. I have the whole world in my hands. I don't know if you guys can see this, but they're like holding a globe, holding the wands. So also passionate. There's attraction here. Sorry, there is. And there's passion, and then the 2 of Wands, power couple energy. And we could have the whole world in our hands. Like us together, like we would be like that couple. Okay. It's like he feels like it's like we'd be merging like 2 dynasties. Like he's thinking big. What about Usha? What are her thoughts, allegedly, about all this? Oh, Stacy, I know. Well, it's the flip-flopper at the anoretic degree. I just like will do anything. I mean, we don't know who he is, honestly. We only know how he's presenting himself to get what he wants. We have no idea what he really thinks. Allegedly, but I really don't think we do. Yeah. Stacey says, how does JD go from thinking he might be gay to being an extremist against LGBTQ, right? Like, and also like just hatred and prejudice and all of that and trying to control other people. That's just like, that's the antithesis of democracy. Like, what are we doing? Like, you don't have to do that stuff if you don't want to, but like, why do you have anything to say about your neighbor? It's none of your business. You know what I mean? It's like, grow up. I don't know. It's very simple. I'm like, it's just weird. A strange behavior. Worry about yourself. Wish other people well. Like, that's life. We all get to be ourselves. Okay. Usha. Ooh, it's 4:57. Dang. The High Priestess. I'm telling you, you guys, it's that Pisces midheaven. It's that Scorpio moon. She sees all. Okay. She sees all. She's 5 steps ahead. This is going to get crazier than Bridgerton, guys. Okay. Well, I'm going to leave it there. But I love you all so much. Thanks for hanging out with me. Hopefully we could bring a little bit of lightness to this very intense situation of just what's going on politically. And don't forget to vote if you haven't yet. You can still, I'm sure, vote where you're at. I think, like I said, some places are open pretty late. So go online. Also, lots of links in the description box if you want to just research, get more into some stuff when it comes to understanding money and who pays for what. And I don't know. I've been very interested in researching and learning about that. It's pretty fascinating. But I love you all so much. And I'm wishing you all health, happiness, and lots of love and joy. Y'all are the best. Okay. I'll talk to you soon. I gotta go.